Hello and welcome. We are at the 48th annual meeting of the Asian Development Bank in Azerbaijan in Baku. I am today joined by Minister Mahat, who is the Finance Minister of Nepal. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So first of all, I would like to offer you my condolences, of course, for the horrible earthquake that has hit your country at the end of April. And I hope that at this meeting, at least there will be a chance to help, build the rehabilitation progress.
Thank you. We have got a lot of international sympathy and solidarity in this hour of great grief for the country. It is a major calamity which the country had never witnessed, or at least in the lifetime of many of our people. A calamity like this had hit the country about 83 years ago. This is a great agony, period of great agony for us.
And I know that you technically were not even meant to come to the ADB meeting after the calamity. There was a last-minute decision for you to join specifically to tell the international community what Nepal is facing and to try and ask for international help and aid. I know that Japan has already offered to hold a conference as soon as possible to discuss this in a more formal way, and that you're expecting support from countries like Japan, India, China, and the ADB has already committed a volume of money. Now, you said yesterday that Nepal is going to set up a rehabilitation fund of $2 billion, and the government will has already earmarked $200 million towards this fund. Now, in addition to international help, what is the realistic volume, do you think, at the end of the day, that the Nepalese government will be able to contribute, and how will it find these resources?
It is a little too early to say about the likely estimate, the magnitude of the international commitment that may be forthcoming. We will have to wait until we make proper assessment of the damage done, proper estimate. For that, we'll do this work very soon. But at the moment, as I said before, we need at least a $2 billion fund for immediate rehabilitation, reconstruction, and immediate relief for the earthquake victims, because we have to rebuild the lost infrastructure immediately, particularly the vital infrastructure with which our daily lives are linked, restoration of government buildings and support for individual households to rebuild their homes. Approximately, the rough estimate says that 150,000 houses have been lost, and another 150,000 need bad repairment, as partially damaged. So for all these things, a quick estimate says that it may require $2 billion US, but the real requirement would be much higher than that many times. But for that, we have to make a proper assessment, and we'll come up with that figure very soon.
And in terms of the $200 million that the government has already committed to contributing, how is it going to raise this money? Is it coming directly from the Treasury? What is the situation?
It is from the Treasury internal resources. We'll have to divert resources from other uses. It is for the period of next 2-3 years. So it is restructuring of the existing budget, mobilizing other sources, and internal borrowing. We'll have to resort to all possible sources.
And another question after this calamity is inflation in Nepal. So finally, it was actually coming down from at around 11.1% in 2009. And now, of course, the earthquake has hit. Goods like food, for example, are already in shortage. What is your expectation?
No, I think we had done a good job in terms of controlling inflation. The inflation rate this year was 7% compared to 9% last year. But naturally, when you have goods in short supply, there is shortage, the tendency would be that, for the price to rise. But we'll do everything possible to hold the price line.
And lastly, you made a very interesting comment about how the banking sector is going to be hit after the earthquake, because a lot of the real estate of course, has been damaged, and a chunk of the banking sector's assets is in the real estate. So, I mean, what is the situation right now, and how do you think this will play going forward?
It is also difficult to say at the moment. The general impression, of course, banking sector will be hit because a large amount of investment is in the real estate sector, which has been damaged. So proper assessment. This also needs proper assessment. This will certainly affect the banking system, its profitability, and the profitability of banking sector is important for us because our own revenue generation, internal revenue, government revenue, the government taxes is linked to the profitability of the banking sector. So this is going to be affected. But exact amount of that, exact degree of the loss, we have yet to assess. And also tourism will be affected, our service industry will be affected, and even industrial production will be affected. So the earthquake has very wide-ranging ramifications, loss of human life, social life, loss of infrastructure, loss of production, loss of services sector, and government revenue will be lost. So it is a serious crisis for the country. We have to recover from that. That is where we need, support, solidarity from the international community, particularly the resources we would need for relief, rehabilitation, repair, and reconstruction. And that is why I am here for. It is to explain Nepal's situation and seek their, generous support in rebuilding our country.
Well, best of luck with that. I know it's a gargantuan task, but I hope it will go for the best, and all the best wishes for your work. Thank you for joining us.
My thanks to you also for the interest you have taken, for the interest the media and the press has taken. I am really overwhelmed by the sympathy and support that I saw here from the media, as well as from the international community, from our neighbors, and from the government of Japan particularly, which offered to organize an international conference to discuss Nepal's situation and provide support.
Thank you very much.